Turning on the Millennium can be very heavy despite the high precision nature of the machine. Rollneck Rings in Sheffield are a major subcontractor to the aero engine manufacturers and have 17 Webster&Bennett vertical turning lathes. On a newly installed Millennium 2E175-210, heavy roughing cuts are taken in the tough materials associated with this industry, a typical example being the turning of casings for the Rolls-Royce Trent 800. This company has all the efficiency pressures associated with this demanding industry, and the success of the first Millennium has encouraged them to take their first steps beyond plane turning, and a full 3-axis machine, the Millennium 3E175-210, is just about to be installed. At Belmar Engineering in Aberdeen, a very tall Millennium is installed. The 2E200-250 has a 2.8 metre, 110 inch component height capacity, which helps this company to retain its position as a leading supplier to the oil exploration companies. The necessity to bore inside small diameters encouraged the company to order the smaller ram, 200mm 8-inch square. This has proved to be very rigid even at its full stroke of 1500mm 60 inches. Another machine demonstrating the power and rigidity of these machines is a 2F175-210 Millennium at Le Piston Français, another subcontractor to aero engine industry. Le Piston are located near Paris and chose this fixed rail model. To assure themselves of the rigidity of the ram whilst fully extended, they requested the heavy cut in a stainless steel ring at only 2 RPM. The impressive result is clearly seen. French engineering companies are notoriously difficult to please, so it's very satisfying for us to be told by Le Piston, who have a factory full of Japanese machining centres, that the Millennium installation team was the best they had ever seen. It is, however, the move to the 3-axis machines, with the introduction of a live tooling capability and a very accurate and powerful C-axis control of the table or chuck, which has created the enormous potential of the Millennium 3-axis vertical turning centre. In addition to both heavy-duty and very precise turning, the following capabilities are now being utilised by Millennium owners. Pitch circle drilling. Vickers Defence Systems manufacture the Challenger tank and are using the Millennium 3E120-150 to produce a number of components, including the sprocket carrier, which involves the very heavy U-drilling. Previously, the component was turned on a 2-axis machine and transferred to a machining centre for the drilling. Now the whole process is carried out on the Millennium with productivity gains exceeding 50%, much of this due to the much faster drilling capability of the Millennium. Ramp milling and angle drilling. Alstom Gears manufacture transmissions for rail and marine installations. Using a Millennium 3E180-220, equipped with 2 very heavy-duty tool changing systems, they demonstrate clearly the power of the Millennium C-axis by roughing out very tough materials by rotary ramp milling rather than turning. The 4-tooth cutter suits the material and shows productivity gains of more than 30% compared to turning. The high positional accuracy of the C-axis and the very precise X and Z axes are then used to enable angle holes to be drilled, including woodpecker drilling and tapping. Such is the turning accuracy and finish obtainable on this machine that the necessity to finish grind the component bore has been eliminated, showing savings of more than 1 hour per component. Internal cylindrical grinding. A very interesting installation is the Millennium 3E200-250 at General Electric Aircraft Engine Services near Caerphilly in South Wales. The machine has turning, milling and drilling capability, but is likely to remain dedicated to the grinding of the nozzle of the GE90 engine, one of the world's most powerful aero engines. In order to ensure finish and non-contamination of small holes in the component, more than 800 litres, 200 gallons, of coolant is passed through the component every minute. Much of this has to be fed through the table directly into the fixture. Thread milling off-centre bores. The high-precision interpolation of 3 axes simultaneously is demonstrated as a 35mm diameter hole is converted to a 42mm threaded hole with a 4.5mm thread pitch by thread milling using a single point cutter. The choice of hole sizes and thread pitches is almost unlimited, and anyone who buys large taps knows the potential savings here in terms of cost and delivery delays. Now the cost is practically nothing, and the program takes very little time to prepare. Seeing this operation prompted one customer to say, "Not only have we bought a powerful turning machine, we have a machining centre which is now performing jig boring operations." A new introduction for 1999 will be the 4-axis machine. This will add further to the versatility of the Millennium range. Not only will all previous operations be possible on this machine, but you will also have a cubic machining capability.